And hello again from Fox News in Washington. It's been a remarkably rough week for Donald Trump. A series of self-inflicted wounds and one poll after another showing him falling behind in key swing states. But on Friday, Hillary Clinton once again stirred up the controversy over her private emails, which is why this race between two unpopular and distrusted nominees remains competitive. Joining me now to discuss the state of the campaign, former Speaker Newt Gingrich, one of Trump's top advisors, and Clinton advocate, Congressman Javier Becerra. And gentlemen, welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
Thanks. Good to be with you.
Let's start with the two candidates. As Trump has gone from one misstep to another this week, Speaker Gingrich, you have been as sharp as any critic about your man. Here's some of the things that you have been saying about him. Very self-destructive. Take a deep breath and learn some new skills. Trump is helping her to win by proving he is more unacceptable than she is. I know that you think that Clinton would make a lousy president, but is Trump, how close is he to disqualifying himself?
Oh, I don't think very close at all. I think that, first of all, if you look at the last few days, I think he's gotten the messages. He came out and endorsed Paul Ryan, which he should have done in the first place. He endorsed John McCain, which he should have done in the first place. He endorsed Kelly Ayotte. I mean, these are steps back into being, it's very tricky if you've never run for public office to jump from being a businessman to being one of the two leaders fighting for the presidency. And he's made some mistakes. But frankly, the biggest mistake last week was made on your show. And it was, I mean, it's one thing to lie. It's another thing to lie about lying. And then Friday, she gave us the perfect explanation. Her brain apparently had short-circuited while she was talking to you. Well, as George Romney can tell her, using a short circuit as an explanation for why you do something is very dangerous in a presidential campaign. So I'll take the week. I think she managed to trump Trump in terms of mistake.
Well, that brings us to Hillary Clinton, Congressman Becerra, who has a different problem than Trump. Honesty. Last week I asked her about the fact that FBI Director Comey said that what she had been telling for the American people for a year about her private emails was untrue, was false. Here's how she responded in that interview.
Director Comey said that my answers were truthful and what I've said is consistent with what I have told the American people.
And after independent fact checkers came down on her, here's how Clinton responded to that question on Friday.
I may have short-circuited it, and for that I, will try to clarify, because I think, Chris Wallace and I were probably talking past each other.
But Congressman Becerra, she didn't short-circuit, and we didn't talk past each other. The problem was that Clinton misrepresented what James Comey told the American people.
Chris, what Director Comey told the American people was that after a thorough investigation by the FBI, that of the more than 30,000 emails that Hillary Clinton had provided for this investigation, that there was no wrongdoing. And
well, no, he didn't say that, but that's not even what I'm talking about. What he said was there was not enough grounds to prosecute her. He did say that she had been extremely careless and negligent, but specifically what he said was that what she had told the American people over the course of the last year was wrong. And this is, let's play what he said on July 7th to Congress.
Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails, either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true.
Secretary Clinton said I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Congressman Comey directly contradicted what Clinton has been telling the American people for a year.
But Chris, what you don't also show is that Director Comey said that she had no knowledge of some of those so-called classified emails because they were either not marked or they were not classified at the time, or they were incorrectly marked. And so he did come out and say, you don't show that, but he did come out and say that she did not know.
They were marked, and more importantly, he said that there was classified material that she had emailed.
But she did not know it. Otherwise, if there had been the intention to send classified emails, then the FBI would have pursued this much further. And so I think you're trying to make more out of this than what there is.
But the FBI investigated it. She didn't say, I didn't intend to send classified material. No, she said that isn't what she told the American people. She said there was no classified material.
She has made it very clear that she, looking back at this, she would have done it differently, that she did make some mistakes, but that she never intended to send classified information over emails. And the FBI investigation confirms that. And so while we may want to make more of it, the fact is the FBI has said we should move on and get to real important matters of the country.
But I think you're missing the genius of her Friday comment. Now you can say, did you lie to that mother at Benghazi? She can say, no, it was a short circuit. You can say, did you forget the 76 secret meetings in the Secretary of State's office? No, it was a short circuit. She now has a fundamental way of saying to people, it wasn't that I lied to you, I just didn't quite remember whatever it was I was going to say.
What's interesting is after 30,000 emails having been disclosed, what we don't yet know is one tax return from Donald Trump. We don't yet know how his wife gained her immigration status because he won't reveal that as well.
That is not true.
And it's time for Donald Trump to start providing at least one iota of information on his tax return, which he's never agreed to do.
Okay. First of all, we know that his wife had a green card before she met him. She came here legally. She came here legally.
How did she get the green card?
She came here legally.
How did she get the green card?
She applied for a green card. She didn't know Donald Trump.
Under what circumstances? Because she had been here before she applied for the green card.
And then she came in and decided she wanted to stay and work.
Yeah.
This is the only immigrant in America you're worried about. I think it's amazing that the one person you decided to pick on happens to be the wife of Donald Trump.
Interesting that the immigrant basher is unwilling to explain how his wife, an immigrant, gained her status.
He's not an immigrant basher. His mother was a legal immigrant. His wife is a legal immigrant. He employs legal immigrants. He just likes his immigrants to be legal.
Look, it's great for Mrs. Trump to have her status and her citizenship. I have no problems with that. I'm the son of immigrants. But what does concern me is when some guy goes out and bashes immigrants, not only undocumented, but legal immigrants, and won't explain how his wife gained her legal status. It's important to know.
I think we have made the point. Let's turn to the economy, kind of a big issue. Here is what Trump says about his plan.
We're going to cut our taxes for the middle class. We're going to cut our taxes for business. We're going to have massive dollars pouring into this country, and we're going to create jobs like we've never seen before.
But, Speaker Gingrich, Trump would cut taxes $9.5 trillion over the next decade, most of it going to top earners, and adds $11.2 trillion to the debt with unspecified spending cuts. Mr. Speaker, his numbers don't add up.
Of course not. I mean, I think that historically no candidate said numbers add up, particularly in the media. But
wait, so you're saying his numbers don't add up for his economic plan?
I'm going to have to quote you on that one, right, dude?
Well, I said all candidates. But let me give an example. If you open up America's energy and mining opportunities, there's at least $7 trillion in potential additional revenue just from making it easier to develop our own energy and to develop our own mineral resources. There are a number of steps you can take to dramatically accelerate the economy. If you dramatically shrink the 600 new regulations Obama has imposed, you have an explosion of small business getting created. In a period of economic growth, such as the Reagan era, you in fact do raise a tremendous amount of revenue.
Congressman Becerra, you can respond to that, but I also...
Breathtaking. It's just breathtaking.
Go ahead.
The plan that you just outlined, which sends money mostly to folks at the top, has been scored to probably lose about 3.5 million jobs by Senator McCain's former economist. It is also very clear that in increasing debt, Donald Trump really meant that he was the, quote, king of debt. And this is a guy who thinks, and his quote was, wages are too high. The problem in our economy isn't that wages are too high, because we've seen a lot of jobs created, some 15 million jobs created in the last 6 years or so. Well, the problem has been that Americans haven't seen their wages go up, and so salaries need to go up.
President Obama's been the president for the last 8 years. You make it sound like, you know, somebody else has been in charge.
The jobs are good. What's not good is that we have to see Americans' wages go up some, and that's what we have to work on.
But the jobs aren't good. The jobs aren't good. The jobs aren't good. You're not getting manufacturing back. What you're getting back are bartender jobs and service jobs.
Who outsources jobs, right?
All right, let me ask you about Clinton's numbers, because in fact they do add up. Let's put them on the screen. She would raise taxes, $1.2 trillion. Raise taxes, $1 trillion over 10 years, most of that on the rich, and even with big new spending programs, adds only $250 billion to the debt. But as I discussed with Clinton last week, what it is basically is more of the Obama plan. Here's that discussion. You're offering more government programs, more spending, more entitlements, more taxes, more tax penalties and credits.
Well, but let's unpack that. What I'm offering is the biggest job creation program since World War II, and I hope to be able...
But it's infrastructure. That's what Obama did.
but he didn't get to do enough.
The problem with the weakest recovery since 1949 is that Obama didn't get to do enough?
We didn't invest in our roads and our bridges and our schools the way we should have. And
we had $1 trillion stimulus plan.
And only a small portion of that went to infrastructure, to investments in our roads, our bridges, our classrooms. What she's saying is, you want to put, my dad was in construction. Construction was one of the hardest hit industries in the 2008 recession. You put construction workers to work, you're putting restaurants to work because somebody has to go get lunch. And you're doing a lot more to ripple that in the economy.
Just briefly.
But yeah, notice what he just said, though. We had a chance. We had $900 billion. We blew it. But now trust Secretary Clinton,
15 million jobs isn't blowing it.
Well, but a lot of them are not very good jobs, and a lot of Americans are working part-time.
Only in the world of Grinch and Republicans would create 50 million jobs after George Bush left us with an economy hemorrhaging 800,000 jobs a month.
You campaign on things that are good enough. We'll campaign on things can get better. We'll see who wins the general election.
Okay, we've got a little bit of time left, and I want to get into an important issue, and that, of course, is ISIS, the external threat. Here's what Clinton and Trump are saying about each other.
It was Hillary Clinton that she should get an award from them as the founder of ISIS.
There is no doubt in my mind that Donald Trump is unqualified to be president and unfit to be commander-in-chief.
Congressman Becerra, and we are running out of time. Briefly, what is Clinton's plan? Because I have to say, I don't understand either of their plans. What is Clinton's plan to destroy ISIS, and why is it better than Trump's?
Just as she was there to greenlight the raid on Osama bin Laden, just as she was there to assemble...
But she didn't greenlight it, President Obama did.
But she was there to give advice to greenlight that. She was the one that assembled the coalition that helped stop the nuclear buildup in Iran.
What's her plan to stop ISIS?
She's made it very clear. You get tough on them at the source. You make sure we're doing everything we can to protect the homeland.
What you don't different than what we've already done?
What you don't do is you don't call for torture to be used by the U.S. military. You don't cozy up to people like Putin and Saddam Hussein. You don't go out there and say, hey, why haven't we been using nuclear weapons, the way Donald Trump apparently has said. You do things that show stability and create the partnerships that you need. You don't go out there and show that you're unfit to be president the way Donald Trump has.
So 15 years after 9/11, we're not winning. We're not winning in Afghanistan. We're not winning in Iraq. We're not winning in Syria. We're not winning in Libya. We're not winning in Yemen. We're not winning in some others.
What a knock on! That's a knock on our troops.
No, it's a knock. It's a knock on two administrations.
That's a knock on our troops.
No, it's a knock on. Well, it's just that our troops will tell you they're not winning. You think going in again and again?
Our troops haven't done enough.
Wait a second.
He attacks a Gold Star family. What's going on with that?
Look. First of all, he also defends a lot of Gold Star families, and the fact is...
He sure attacked the Khan family really tough, and he went after her mother.
And Mr. Khan attacked him pretty tough, too. So politics is a tough business.
Whoa.
But...
He should get out of the kitchen if he can't take the heat.
For both of them. The fact is... Hillary's got to run on the grounds that disrupting Libya, disrupting Syria, failing with Russia, failing in Iraq, failing in Afghanistan is a terrific strategy, and she will do more of the same failure, including, by the way, paying $400 billion in cash, which the President assures us was not, in fact, in any way a ransom.
$400 million, and we're going to be talking about that, which is a good way to get you two off the stage. Speaker Gingrich, Congressman Becerra, thank you both. I hope when they have the big debate, the nominees do as well as the two of you did. Thank you for your time today.
Take care.